add a new employee, click on Employee and Add New Employee. Here we have the list of all the information you are going to need when you add new employees to your payroll. The best option is to have these details at hand so that you don't have to go searching for them when the payroll system asks for them. Once you have all your information required, click on Next Step. In this section, we are going to add all the personal details about our employee. If when you set up your company, you selected the option of having the payroll create your employee numbers for you, this section would be grayed out. In our case, we want to create our own employees. Now we need to set up the personal information of our new employee. Once you have finished selecting these options, you can either click on Next tab or click on the Personal tab at the top. Select the gender from the drop-down list, as well as the race. I'm going to select Other. In our situation, this employee is a South African citizen. If you are loading employees who have a different nationality and citizenship, you can then select the option from the list of countries available. His birth date needs to be put in here, so we are going to make him born on the 1st of August 1980. And the ethnic group, I'm going to select none, as he is not any of the South African ethnic groups available in the drop-down list. And the marital status, this is not a compulsory option, so you do not have to select it if you don't want to, but for this situation, our employee is going to be single. In the employee photo section, you can click on Browse and select an employee photo from your hard drive to upload that will show on the employee's profile. Once you are finished with the screen, you can click on Next tab or click on the Contact Details tab at the top. Here we need to put in all the contact details for our employee. When you have finished filling out these details, you can click on Next tab or click on the Addresses tab. Here we need to put in the address details for our employee. If the postal address is the same as the physical address, you can tick this block and then you don't need to put the address details in twice. Let's fill in his details. Once we are finished with filling in these details, you can click on the Exemptions and Other tab or the Next tab button. If your employee is exempt from paying UIF, you can select an option from the drop-down menu. I'm going to leave it as none, so my employees will be paying UIF. If your employees are exempt from paying Skills Development Levy, the same, you would select it from a drop-down list. I'm also going to select none. The Standard Industry Code group and the Standard Industry Code are codes that SARS require for your IRP5 submission. It defaults to inherit from company, which means that when you have set it up on the company setup level, when you are extracting your IRP5 submission file, the employees will automatically receive that same code. My suggestion is to leave it on inherit from company. If your employee does not qualify for employment tax incentive, you would select this option, and if this person an applicant, you would also select this option. In this case, I'm going to leave both selections blank. Once I'm done with this section, I can click on Save and Next Step. In this section, it is the employee's tax profile. This is where I would put the employee's start date, their ID number, and their tax reference number. In this case, my employee is going to start on the 1st of November. As this is a fictional employee, I do not have an identity number to put in, so in this case I'm going to select individual without an ID number or passport number. I don't have a tax reference number either, so I'm going to just click on Save and Next Step. I only have monthly frequency set up, So my option of frequency for this employee is only monthly. The effective date for this employee would be the 1st of November, as that was the start date that I advised for him. This employee is paid per month, and we are going to give him a salary of 10,000 Rand. Tick here if you want the system to automatically pay basic pay, or else you will need to manually advise hours or post time entries every period. If this block is ticked, the payslip will create automatically every month. If it is not ticked, I will need to create a payslip, for instance for hourly paid employees, by bulk importing hours or posting hours to the payslip each week or each month. I'm going to leave it ticked so that my monthly paid employee can have a payslip every month. The hours per day and days per month section has defaulted from the information that I put in when I created the company. If you need to change these days or these hours depending on how your employees' work schedules are set up, you can do that here. I'm going to leave it set up as hours per day and days per month. Once I'm done, I can click on Save and Next Step. If my employee has got any dependents or next of kin information, I can fill it out on this screen. In this case, I'm going to click on Move to Next Step because this employee does not have any dependents. In my employee position screen, this is where I would link the employee to the position that they are working in my company. In this case, I'm going to make this employee a general manager, and the employee organization unit is the company. Once I'm done, I click on Save and Next Step. In the leave setup screen, this is where you would link the employee to the leave scheme. As this is a manager, I'm going to give him manager's leave. It is effective from the date that he starts with the company, which in this case is the 1st of November. Once I'm done, I can click on Save and Next Step. In the banking details, I can select if I'm going to pay the employee cash, check or EFT. If I select EFT, I can then put in the employee's bank details from the selection options that I have here. In bank name, I would select the bank that the employee banks with. For the main banks such as ABSA, FNB, Nedbank and Standard Bank, the branch code is automatically filled in by the system according to the universal branch code advised by the banks. If you want to change this branch code to be the specific branch code for the employees, you can override what the system has put in. In the account type section, you can select the type of bank account that the employee has. In the account number field, you would then put the account number for the employee. As this is a fictional employee, I do not have a bank account for him, so I'm going to change this option to cash. Once I'm done, I can click on Save and Next Step. If the employee has got any recurring payroll components that I need to add, I can set them up here. A recurring payroll component is a component that is going to be paid recurringly on the payroll, such as medical aid or pension. In this case, the employee does not have any recurring payroll components, so I'm going to click on Move and Next Step. Once I'm done, this is the screen that I will see. I can see that my employee name and number shows over here. If I had set up an employee photo, it will show in this section. If I want to go and see what his payslip looks like, I can edit the current payslip. And there's the basic pay that I added of 10,000 Rand per month and his net pay. You have now successfully added your first employee. If you want to add more employees, you can just click on employee and add new employee again and repeat the whole process.